Kia ora Star Wars fans, welcome to Middle-Aged Kiwi Man collecting Star Wars figures. In this video, just a quick video to show you how I made some stuff for my Endor diorama. I'll show you how I made these trees, which I think will look pretty cool. And I've got some materials to make some new and slightly different ones. And then I'll just show you how I made the forest floor and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll get on with it, and I'm really keen to hear in the comments what you've done for your Endor dioramas, and if you've taken a different approach, I'd love to hear about it. Right, so in the background you can see my Endor diorama. I got some very nice comments about my diorama in my previous video, including from some guy called Bosk's Bounty. Nah, just jokes. Thanks Tim, everybody's heard of you, you've got 25,000 subscribers, thanks for stopping by. One thing I realised was that I've got a couple of trees that I'm quite happy with that I had in my diorama. These are made with, I just basically paper mache'd some paper towels on the end of a old paper towel tube and painted all up, added some moss, and that was my tree. And I thought I might need to do a few more trees, so I've got a few bits and pieces. Came across these polystyrene tubes, polyfoam cylinders, and then what I'm going to do is build some trees out of that. I'll stick the bits together with toothpicks, and then I'll put some stuff on the outside and paint them up, and hopefully they'll look like pretty cool Endor trees. That's basically the plan, pretty simple. Just stick a toothpick in one and then try and shove another one on top. I hope that lines up. See that one in there, it's a little bit wobbly, but it's tall enough, it should do the job. Okay, good to go. All it needs is a sturdy base, and one could say little pieces of MDF like this are the ace of base. Yep, I did make that joke. And just a bit of this woodworking PVA on the bases. A nice big blob there. Oh, that should be enough. Likewise for that one. So when I did these trees for the surface, what I actually used was some paper towels, and because some of them have like an embossed pattern, this was quite a plain pattern with just lots of tiny little dots, so I thought that did a lot of the texture work for me. And then I just PVA'd it and did it in that sort of, yeah, tried to get a bit of a chunky feel out of it. Had a look at the paper towels we have at home at the moment, and I think that pattern's not going to work. So I might have to go back to my trusty paper mache, which I did for my Tython rock formation thingy. Okay, so that glue has dried nicely, so that's nice and solid. I've got here my nice mix of paper mache glue, which is just 1 part flour to 1 part water. In this case I've got half a cup of flour, plain flour, and half a cup of water, just mixed it together. I've started ripping apart some newspapers, and I will start paper macheing these trunks. Alright, you can see there it's going pretty well. Tremendously well, even. A little bit messier than I remember, partly because it's vertical surface that I'm working on, and partly because maybe I haven't mixed the mix so well, so it's a little bit goopy, but it's all good, still good fun. Sweet. So I'm not a paper mache expert, but one thing I do recommend is do what I do here and have a whole bunch of kind of ripped newspaper. You still have to probably rip it up into smaller chunks as you go, but it just makes things a lot quicker. You'll see lots of diorama videos on YouTube where people are wearing those special black gloves to protect their hands. That's cool, if you want to do that, that's cool. I don't mind getting messy though, and this stuff's just flour and water. It's all good, adds to the fun. Okay, both trees are now paper mache'd, so I'll just leave that to dry, and then I'll give it a coat of Mod Podge, and then we'll get into the painting and weathering and all the fun stuff. Okay, arts and crafts continues. I'm going to coat it in Mod Podge. This is a gloss one. I probably should have bought a matte one, but this is the one I have at the moment. The Mod Podge will do two things. So one, it will seal my lovely paper mache, and two, it'll act as sort of like a primer for the painting, so it should make the paint go on nice and easy, so all good. Yeah, painting the tree, just like that famous Rolling Stones song. I see a red door and I want it painted brown. No colors anymore, I want them to be brown. Well, that's how the song should have gone anyway. Oh, whoops, sorry guys. Couldn't see forest for the trees there for a second. Okay, no bad puns this time. It's just showing you... Got a couple of coats of that dark brown on there, and then I've added just a little bit of this tan colour just to get some like vertical streaks in the tree trunks there. So for this older tree I used this kind of lichen stuff and just glued it on there, but for these trees I'm going to paint the bases green, and I've picked up some of this stuff from a Warhammer store, and I think that'll look nice as kind of like just stuff moss, I guess, around the bottom of the trees. Okay, these little things, the little, as I said before, got them from a wargaming shop, the Warhammer shop, and they come in two sizes, little ones and slightly bigger ones. But they do have adhesive on the back, so they are just easy enough to pick up and just put on my little trees. Probably should be using tweezers, but can get them just to stick on there. Probably actually not going to see it once it's in the diorama, but I'll know it's there. And there we go, that is the end of my tree-torial. You can see the diorama there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint a bit of a backdrop, because at the moment you can see that big imperial flag. Those trees will go in there somewhere, and that piece of wood at the back is roughly where my Endor bunker is going to go, and on the left hand side that's where the Chewy ATST is going to go. Let's take a closer look at how it's going to look. So the Rebels on that side, the new ATST is going to go on that side. The piece of MDF at the back is going to be where the bunker is. I'm also going to do a bit of a backdrop, a forest backdrop as well, paint that. Really looking forward to some of this new stuff that we're getting. Anyway, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I'm Middle Aged Kiwi Man, ka kite, and I'll see you on another video.